is up, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we will be reacting to when Formula 2 cars were faster than Formula 1 cars. I'm intrigued. Can't lie, I'm excited to get into this video because I do, if you've been following me for a while, you will know that I watch F1, F2, F3, all of the Formula categories. So this video is going to be right up my street. I can't wait to get into it. But before we do that, make sure you subscribe. Over half of you that watch my videos still not subscribed. Just hit the bell. It takes 2 seconds. And if you'd like to become a member on this channel and receive exclusive perks, you can also do that by hitting the join button down below.
They sounded terrible, and relatively speaking, they were also slow. So much so that during one weekend there were Formula 2 cars that were quicker than some of the Formula 1 cars.
Shut up, no way. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's incredible. I don't know. I didn't start watching F1 till like 2017. So
2 instead of Formula 2,
but I did know the difference. It was GP2 and then F2.
The cars that were eliminated in Q1 were Jean-Eric Vergne in the Toro Rosso, Adrian Sutil in the Sauber, Max Chilton and Jules Bianchi in the Marussia.
Not Jules. I'm gonna cry.
And then Pastor Maldonado in the Lotus, who didn't officially set a time as he crashed out. Because it's Maldonado.
How quickly the wheel just came off the car there.
Their qualifying was on the Friday in almost identical dry conditions during a 30-minute session. And out of the 26 drivers that participated, 13 of them set a time quicker than the slowest time set by Kamui Kobayashi.
No way.
The qualifying times to form a theoretical grid, you would have had Arthur Peak ahead of Kobayashi, Tom Dillman ahead of Marcus Ericsson, 8 different drivers ahead of Jules Bianchi, and then 3 different drivers ahead of Max. Time of Stefan Riquelme was only 7/10 away from the Sauber of Sutil, and only 1 second away from the Toro Rosso of Vergne. And that's the car that finished 7th in the Constructors' Championship.
Only 1 second away from a car that finished 7th in the Constructors' Championship. That's... what?
Slower Formula 1 cars. This also happened in Monaco, Silverstone and Hungary that same year, but that was always because circumstances...
It happened at 4 tracks.
Incidents prevented the backmarkers from setting quicker
Are you kidding?
And never had there been such an overlap between the faster Formula 2 drivers and the slower Formula 1 drivers to the point where 13 cars were quick enough to comfortably make it onto the grid. And not only was this abnormal to say...
Then you must look at the drivers and go, well, they should be in F1, they should be in F1. They're setting quicker times. They've got the same cars, basically.
So now let's look at the Formula 1 side to all of this. And I want to say right from the off that it's definitely not because the drivers weren't good enough. Or when you look...
Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely to do with the car, not the drivers. I wasn't thinking that anyway, but...
Marcus Ericsson is an Indy 500 winner. Jules Bianchi was a talented Ferrari prospect who went on to score points in the Marussia.
Ferrari prospect. Breaks my heart.
Winning the Le Mans 24-hour, the Daytona 24-hour, the World Endurance Championship 2 times, and also stood on the F1 podium in 2012 for Sauber at his home Grand Prix.
Wow, he's got some impressive titles behind him.
I think the drivers were actually surprised at just how much slower the cars were, and already there were comparisons being made to the pace compared to the Formula 2 cars.
Really? They hadn't even started the season yet. In pre-season testing, they were complaining about being slow. GP2 being quicker.
We need to work, but in this moment, if we were to race, I think it's not Formula 1. Similar sentiment was also shared by McLaren.
That's crazy that they had this overlap.
So that's 1.6, 1.8 seconds already from those 2 changes.
Gosh, to lose 2 seconds from just 2 changes.
In 2013, Nico Rosberg set pole with a time of 1 minute 20.718, whilst in 2014, the pole time by Lewis Hamilton was just a 1 minute 25.232.
That's 5 seconds slower.
Was over 4.5 seconds.
Yeah.
The hybrid element of those cars had
in just a year.
I think a lot of people also loved the wider, higher downforce and complex aero
the
cars,
pink,
especially from 2020 and 2021.
Bit of racing point.
With the ground effect cars,
that's what they used to be called.
Their critics, and rightly so. I still think that they deliver on the wow factor from the speed and looks point of view with some great cars like the Ferrari from the past couple of years, which I think has been stunning, and even the Aston Martin, which is one of my personal...
Yeah. They do look insane, F1 cars now, but they're not going to look like that for much longer anyway, because we've got the 2026 regulations coming in, and the cars look a lot smaller. They're not going to have DRS anymore. It's going to be interesting. I'm quite excited. That is crazy that they went through like a period of time where F1 and F2 basically overlapped, and they were doing, F2 was doing the same speed, if not faster, than F1. Like, that's just so crazy to think about. I didn't know that happened either, because like I said, I didn't start watching until like 2017, so, and that was like 2014. But then he was showing like F1 cars now and how great they look, and bigging them up, rightly so, because they do look absolutely insane and incredible. I was sat there thinking, well, they're not going to look like that for much longer. Sad face. Actually, I don't know how to feel about it. I should probably, maybe I'll make a video on like the 2026 regulations, because I think people have very mixed opinions about it. Yes, it's going to be good. I feel like it'll be good for races like Monaco again, because the cars will be smaller, so they'll probably be able to overtake again, but they're not going to have DRS anymore, so that will come into play. There was me going, so I really want to go to, as a Ferrari fan, I really want to go to Monza for the Monza Grand Prix. Like, I've been to Silverstone, but the next one I want to do is Monza, and I was like, oh, I'll go next year, because I'm going to be 21 next year, and Monza always falls around my birthday weekend. It will be the first year that Lewis is at Ferrari, so I was like, yes, I'll go next year. But now thinking about it, I'm like, well, the cars are only going to look like that for one more year, and then in 2026 they'll have the new regulations in anyway. So I'm like, do I want to go to... This is girl problems, I know, but I'm like, the dilemma I'm having is, do I want to go to Monza next year and witness Lewis's first year at Ferrari? Or do I want to go in 2026 when they have the new regulations in? I don't know. And I don't want to buy like tickets for 2026 when they come out next year. I don't want to buy the tickets in advance in case they have these new regulations and then they start the season and then it's just absolutely crap. You know what I mean? Like, this is the dilemma I'm having right now. But anyway, that video was good, fascinating, very interesting. So with that being said, if you have any other videos that you'd like me to react to, drop them in the comments. I'm working my way through everybody's suggestions at the moment. If you did want to check out any of my other socials, they are all linked down below, and if you want to become a member on this channel and receive exclusive perks, you can also do that by hitting the join button down below. But I hope you enjoyed today's reaction, and I will catch you next time for the next one. Bye.